Our group is really competitive. I think everybody's just trying to stay focused and keep our eye on the ball.
Especially with where we're at as a team, it's turn the page and let's get at it.
Game winner, Tavares!
Put that one on Instagram.
What a save by Joseph Wall! Sheridan from the
I think the timing is perfect for us. We had a chance to play a couple games at home, and then we knew that this trip was coming. We were looking forward to it. Everybody's kind of happy to get on the road. You're not too bogged down with the grind of the season or the stress of the season.
We want to play our best hockey on this road trip and, really get the ball rolling here and, play Leafs hockey.
I think it's a good trip right out of the gate for the team to be together for 11 days. My name's Brad Lynn. I'm the Director of Team Operations for the Toronto Maple Leafs. My job consists of the day-to-day operation and logistics of the team. Obviously, the biggest part of that is the travel. Just make sure everybody is where they're supposed to be on a daily basis, plan out all the travel, and there's a team services element to the job as well, just to support the players off the ice, make sure they have everything they need from the team. Believe it or not, this is my 19th season with the organization, 8 of which were with the Toronto Marlies in the American Hockey League. That really helped me find my way to where I am now. For me, 19 seasons working here. I grew up going to games at Maple Leaf Gardens with my family, and I met my wife working for this team. So yeah, the Maple Leafs are a big part of my life.
Brad has been one of the most impressive parts of this organization, in my opinion. He's extremely professional. I don't think he's ever used the word no. When he's asked to do something, he just finds a way to do it. And, that's his approach, is that, whatever it is that the team needs, he's going to answer the bell and do it. And I think having people like that around is contagious, and he's a real bright spot with our group.
The one benefit of my job is generally I've found hockey players to be pretty routine oriented, so they follow a pretty similar game day schedule. In late June, when the NHL releases the schedule, my season starts, planning out the entire year. I'll sit with Tree and Sheldon, and we will plan out a full season, really just looking to maximize any advantage we can get out of travel, be it fighting jet lag or time changes. And then, of course, planning in a little bit of fun for the team when we can manage it, whether it's team dinners or outings. Our preference is to, anytime we practice on the road, is to practice at the game rink. But obviously, just like Scotiabank Arena, it's occupied with different events, so it's not always possible. So one sort of professional courtesy is the home team typically can help you source ice and find ice time and any other questions you might have about the city. So similar to me planning out this trip, other teams reach out to me all the time about finding ice time in Toronto, and we sort of work together to make sure all teams are taken care of, really, and nobody's left without practice ice.
Closing in a goal! Scores! John Tavares off the bench, set up by Willie. The Leafs win it in overtime.
See us, not go away, stay with it, and then find a way to get 2 points. It's a beautiful thing. That should fuel us here for the rest of the trip, for the rest of the way. This team tonight, they're coming on the rush. They're looking to make plays. We defend on the rush. You're going to get pucks. We're attacking the other way.
Morgan, I've known a long time. He is just absolute one of the best. Salt of the earth, nicest guy, easy to root for. I first met him when he came out of junior. He played a little bit for the Marlies. He played a handful of games. I remember flying him to Chicago. He played his first game against the Chicago Wolves at the Allstate Arena. That's the first time I met Morgan. That's going back years now.
Last they score from the line. Morgan Rielly's first pro goal.
He's just a fantastic guy. He's actually taking myself and some of the staff out for dinner tonight, so I'm really looking forward to that.
When I was younger, I played forward, and then my dad moved me to defense because there was fewer defensemen, and therefore you got more ice time. So I was kind of down with that, so that's how that started.
Why do you love hockey?
I've played hockey ever since I was a kid.
I think when you're really young, you dream about it, but you don't like make a decision. I mean, ever since I was a kid, I loved it, but I was always kind of realistic. I knew that it would be challenging. Then in grade 9, I moved away from home and went to Notre Dame, which is kind of a hockey school in Wilcox, Saskatchewan. That move was kind of my first step between doing, you know, anything out of the ordinary to try to pursue it.
Down low, Rielly steps up and scores! It's 1-0 Toronto.
44 was on the back of my helmet when I got to my first ever training camp, and I was too nervous and too shy to ask for a different number, so I just stuck with it. As a defenseman, you're supposed to wear low numbers or something like that, so I wore number 4 in junior, and then I got here, Cody Franzen was number 4, and so the equipment staff gave me 44, and that just kind of stuck.
Off to the side was John Tavares, and Morgan Rielly spotted
My
him.
favorite moments in the last 10 years, wow, it's a tough question. I think I've been extremely fortunate right from the first day when I got drafted. I think that's a tough one to beat. And then, you know, from there you go to your first training camp or play your first game, then scoring your first goal. And then every year, every day along the way since then, there's been something. I try not to take it for granted because it's a really special place to work, and I feel very grateful for it.
Just down or?
I remember just about everything about draft day, I think. You don't know where you're going. There's no guarantees. You don't know what's going to happen. I remember Toronto picking 5th. There was a chance that you know, they were going to take me, and I just remember getting super nervous. And then I was sitting beside my dad. My dad had a reaction because he was born in Hamilton. You know, Toronto Maple Leafs means a lot to a lot of people, and I think he understood that. So when that happened, he was just happy, and I was nervous and excited and happy. And after that, it's a bit of a whirlwind, but I certainly remember everything up until that point.
I'm wearing that home tomorrow. Get out of here.
Morgan Rielly's been here longer than anyone, and they're going to be committed to him for 8 more years after this one.
Staying in Toronto long term was extremely important to me, and that was a big moment for sure. That's as happy as I've been. It was everything I wanted and I'd worked towards. So, you know, to get that done was extremely exciting, and I was extremely grateful for that. And then to experience a moment with your teammates afterwards is always a lot of fun too.
What kind of second shot is that?
Oh, no. Good. Good spot. Good spot. That's good over there.
It's always great to be on the road because guys are going their own ways. Guys are going for dinner, and you know, small groups or groups of 12, whatever it might be. It's, you know, it's just kind of whatever you're feeling. I think when you get everybody out to dinner and you know you're in a different city, you know, you get a chance to kind of walk around together, experience new things, and I think that goes a long way over the course of the season.
All right, fellas, incredible opportunity and challenge for us here on this trip to face a good opponent here that hasn't lost a regulation, has played very well, has a ton of confidence in themselves. And as we talked about, we're inching towards finding our game here, and we've been feeling our way through it. Put it together here today. It's going to require commitment. It's going to require consistency in our play from shift to shift and period to period. It's going to require competitiveness and physicality all the way through. And I'm excited to see us perform tonight.
This game is the one you want on this road trip, but you got a real quality team in Dallas who's strong defensively. The Leafs are still kind of trying to find their game. You can really set the tone with a victory tonight.
Backdoor feed and scored by Morgan Rielly.
The role of defenseman in the last 10 years, the role is kind of still the same, but how the position is played has definitely changed. More athletic, more up and down the ice. You know, the rules have changed even, so there has been, you know, a period where you have to adapt. If you look at guys like Gio, you know, he's been able to adapt with the game, and Broad's has been able to adapt. So, you know, I think that's important. You know, I think that there's been lots of change within the rules and within, you know, how the game is played, but I think those really high-end guys have had the ability to adapt and change their game and keep up with the speed and the skill.
It's a great game, boys. Way to shut it down in the third. D, way to step up there, especially Mo.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Get in here, go. Black will go here against white. I got F1. I got Will.
Good lumber with that twig.
He's been a really good leader for the young guys here, someone I can always talk to and look up to, and so yeah, he's been a phenomenal player for us.
Don't say it.
What?
You and Yarny are both making fun of me.
Man.
Oh, yeah. You're up. Pay attention. Heads up, G. In case I miss.
The Leafs close their road trip. A successful road trip, by the way. They outplayed the Nashville Predators, but lose in overtime.
Toronto and Tampa meeting for the second time this year. The Leafs winless in 4 despite that Austin Matthews hat-trick Saturday on Hockey Night in Canada.
The Maple Leafs, the message is clear. It's 11 games into the season. They are confident, they are calm.
We're aware of what we're capable of. We believe in one another. We have confidence in the group. This is just the start of the season. And between now and Sweden, I think we have a great opportunity in this homestand to get things on the right track. So that's what we're going to focus on doing.
And across the line, works to the right wing boards, dropping it back. Morgan Rielly in front, they score! Yardcliff wins the game! Willie Nylander will get a point. His streak continues, but the Maple Leafs win it in overtime.
Mitchie, Tone, unreal. Croc, huge. Benaisi, flying baby.
It's kind of gone to a lot of guys in this room, so that shows the grit in this room. Good to be back in the win column. Let's keep it going that way.
The team has really evolved a lot. When you look at the players, you go from having an older group when I first got here to a younger group a couple years ago, and now I kind of feel like we're right in our sweet spot, and that's a really cool feeling. But I think when you look at how the organization operates, now one thing has changed, and I mean that in the best way. It's always been first class. It's always been just a joy to work here. I was having dinner with the equipment guys recently, and they're still here. They still operate the same way. They're extremely hardworking. People like Brad are extremely hardworking, and having those people within your organization is extremely valuable. I think that the Leafs have always done a great job with that. I think because, again, it can be very contagious.